What's up everyone, Moonrider here, and today I'm going to share some tips and tricks to help you build or upgrade your gaming setup. I've been building and rebuilding gaming setups for 3 years now, and as someone who enjoys rearranging rooms, I have built a lot of setups and given each of those setups even more updates. I've learned a lot from trial and error, and some of those errors cost me quite a bit of money and a lot of time. That being said, it's not only my goal to help you not make some of my mistakes, but also to help inspire and motivate you on your gaming setup journey. So let's get started. Whether you're building your first setup or giving yours an upgrade, it can be tricky and frustrating to settle on an idea. I mean, your options are practically limitless, and yet at the same time, there aren't too many truly unique setups out there when you really think about it. Think about how many setups you've seen with 3D wall panels, IKEA desks with Alex drawers. Now it seems everyone is switching to standing desks and slatted wood panels. We can't all be 100% unique with our space, which is why if you're struggling to design your dream setup, there's no shame in looking to see what others have done with their space for ideas and inspiration for your own. And when you finally have that winning idea for your setup, add in your own spark of flair in the form of colors or knickknacks, art, and whatever else you can come up with to make it your own dream setup. Now, I feel I'd be remiss if I didn't mention double-sided foam tape in this video. Double-sided foam tape is one of your best friends. It's the Samwise Gamgee to your setup. Strong, reliable, supportive, even costs as little as potatoes if you get this Scotch indoor mounting tape variety. I've been using this almost as long as I've been building setups, and I use it for everything from mounting cable raceways to surge protectors, rehanging Govee hexagon panels and Govee floor bar monitor mounts, and even mounting 3D wall panels. It's easy to work with either as squares or as a roll you can cut to your liking. They're just so incredibly versatile, and if you know how to properly remove them, they're practically non-destructible as well. Unlike some adhesives that come with cable raceways or Govee products that seem too strong for their own good. Or your drywalls. The best way I've learned to remove this type of double-sided tape is with a plastic putty knife. Slide the putty knife under the tape at as flat an angle as possible. Gently push it against the tape to pry it away. Oftentimes you'll be left with just a little bit of leftover tape, which you can roll away with your thumb or index finger. As for mounting, I peel and stick 3 pieces on cable raceways, usually 4 to 6 for surge protectors with a piece in each corner, and sometimes 2 in the centers. Once you've stuck on the pieces, apply them with pressure against the wall or underside of your desk for about 30 seconds, and just like that, double-sided foam tape has you covered. And speaking of things that have you covered, this video is sponsored by Aura. So I recently found out my email had been used a while back to create a fake account on a dating site. That might not sound too serious, but what was more shocking was the password I discovered they used hit pretty close to home, even though it's a password I know I've never used. All of our most sensitive information, including medical records, is out there somewhere. Even as gamers, we have accounts with sensitive information across multiple services from Steam to Epic, Xbox, Sony, and unfortunately, there are a lot of bad actors out there looking to break into those companies and steal our data. Data brokers that get their hands on your information sell it to scammers and spammers. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me, which not only cuts down on annoying and potentially dangerous spam, but it protects me from hackers who could use my information to access and hijack my socials, my channel, my gaming accounts, or even bank accounts. Recently, AT&T announced a data breach that saw over 73 million customer records of both existing and former customers all released on the dark web. They recommend those affected use strong passwords, monitor account activity, and consider credit freezes or fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Meanwhile, Aura does all this for me, and best of all, I don't have to waste valuable storage space or money to download several different apps to do what some of those companies couldn't: protect me. Thanks to Aura, I don't worry about security breaches from AT&T or any online gaming service provider, because Aura is always on and always doing the hard work of keeping me safe. I value my privacy, and I value yours. You can go to aura.com/moonridertech to start your 2-week free trial. Also, link below in the description. Now, if you decide on hanging multiple shelves or even picture frames in your setup, it can sometimes be tricky to line them all up. For that reason, consider investing in a laser level and tripod. I purchased this Roxy laser level about 2 years ago, and it features a cross-line laser and it's self-level, so I don't have to worry about getting the leveling perfect on the tripod. This laser level has come in clutch countless times, but especially on one of my more recent setup makeovers when I added all these Balbat workshop shelves. It isn't too expensive either. You can pick up this one on Amazon for under $40 when not on sale, or pick up a similar one from your go-to brand at your local hardware store. Now, cable management seems to be a big subgenre of gaming setups, and for good reason. I mean, with a gaming PC, a monitor, maybe 2 or 3, wired peripherals, speakers, RGB, you are looking at a lot of cables. And cables are unruly. Try as you might to bend and set them, they will defy you. They will. That's why I've collected a rat's nest of these Velcro cable ties, and I didn't buy a single one. Let's see, Red Dragon, Govee, EVGA, Keymove, Fifine. I got all these included with peripherals. Granted, you can buy some for crazy cheap online if you want to, or you can just hoard the ones you get with products that you buy. Regardless, if you buy or hoard, these are super useful for ponytailing a group of cables together. You can use this method behind your PC to pull cables in a certain direction rather than letting them jut straight out. You can also use them down the back of a monitor mount or pretty much anywhere. Of course, another great tool for cable managing your setup are cord protector wire looms. The ones I've been using in my setup are from Alex Tech, and they come in a wide array of lengths, thicknesses, and even 3 color options like black, white, and black and red. They're also easy to cut to length with household scissors and just as quick and easy to load. All you do is open up the loom, load your cables inside, and start wrapping the loom around the cables. Since my setup has a good amount of light gray and white in it, I chose the white option and they blend in rather well. Even though you can see them running cables behind my stacked monitor stand, they still clean up the setup by consolidating all those otherwise loose cables into one tube. Supposedly, they even protect your cables from becoming chew toys from pets, but I can't attest to this, as my cats would rather chew on my plants than cables. But look, cable management is a lot of work, and if you really get into it, it takes a lot of planning to decide on key placement points for raceways and cable trays, let alone power supplies under your desk too. That's why I stopped managing my cables altogether and decided to just hide them. That's right, all my cables are tucked behind this panel, and I can hide them all again, sometimes in as little as 20 seconds. All you have to do is pick up a sheet of corrugated plastic, some furring wood strips, and Velcro from your local hardware store. Cut down the furring strips, screw them into the studs on your wall, apply the Velcro to the furring strips, and attach the corrugated board. Okay, that's definitely the abridged version of how I did it, because to go fully in depth would require at least 6 minutes, but if you're interested in the full details, you can check out my video tutorial by clicking the card at the top. When it comes to choosing a power strip or surge protector, I've learned that 2 of the most important features is plenty of sockets and wide spacing between those sockets. Some gaming accessories or peripherals come with power adapters that extend out sideways, or others that have bulky power adapters, like this one from my LG UltraGear 27 GL83. Back when I had 2 of these monitors in my setup, I couldn't place them side by side on a traditional surge protector because the sockets had virtually no space between them. After trial and error with some surge protectors I already had at home, I eventually settled on this one from Trond. Not only were the sockets spaced out, but there were 3 sockets running along a middle row. There were also USB ports, a 5-foot power cord, and screw holes for easily securing to the underside of my desk. I've been so happy with this surge protector, I even bought one for my wife's setup. Now that you're 7 steps closer to building or upgrading your dream setup, here's one last tip: keep it tidy. I accomplished this in my setup with some microfiber towels for dusting off my monitors and peripherals, and this: the Otistar desktop vacuum cleaner. I picked up one of these last Prime Day for crazy cheap, and it works wonders removing dirt, dust, and even pet fur from my desk. My wood top isn't the best sanded, so unfortunately I can't wipe it down with a microfiber rag without the fibers catching. But the Otistar suffers no such failures, and when it's full, just open it up and dump out the debris. The Otistar is micro USB rechargeable, lasts for up to 400 minutes, and costs less than $17. Trust me, you need this. So that's just 8 tips and tricks I've used when building and upgrading my gaming setup. Let me know down in the comments if any of these were new to you. I know a lot of gaming setup creators have already made videos like this, which is why I tried to come up with some hopefully unique ideas. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, be sure to give it a like, and if this one performs well, I'll follow it up with a part 2 and possibly even part 3 if the community is interested. Until next time, thanks for watching. Later.